everybody, and welcome to Blue Jays Today, where we always have something to say about the Blue Jays. Blue Jays just lost to the Mariners. We just watched it. It was brutal. We won the game, then we lost the game, and it was just all bad. And now we have to break it down. And I apologize in advance. Like, obviously, our energy is not where it normally is. Right. But that is literally the way of it, right? Like, I mean, this is what happened.
How can I fake at this point? When
yeah,
I
exactly.
Feel so many
That's
emotions.
The thing, it's like, I'm not gonna fake this for you. Like, if you
Be
guys
very
watch
real.
that stream, like, clearly you know that, like, we're obviously hurting right now. But to be completely honest with you, like, I don't want to do this stream right now. Like, I actually do not want to be here.
I don't want to
talk about this.
I don't want to. I literally don't. I like normally in any other circumstance, football, basketball, hockey. I just stop talking about it. We don't address it. Yeah. I fucking bury it in my body.
But here we are, and
now.
we're doing it because we have this channel and we have to talk about it. So, Blue Jays just lost 10-9 to the Seattle Mariners. The season is over. We got swept. We got swept at home. The first game, obviously, we kind of broke that down. We did not score a single run. Yeah. The offense absolutely made up for it here in this game.
They did exactly what we wanted.
They got 9 runs. There's absolutely... in this game anyways, I don't think anything can be put on the offense for doing anything bad. Like, if you score 9 runs, you'd expect
should have won
to win that game. I think literally, like, probably 9 times out of 10 you win that game, more than that even. And especially because you score 9 runs before the other team scores any of their runs, so you have the lead and you get to pitch your good bullpen, you get to play your game, and that's what we did, and we still lost. We still lost. They scored 10.
Yeah, and I really want to talk about a couple key moments. I mean, obviously we're up 8-1 into the 6th inning, and I was looking over Blue Jays Twitter. I wanted to hear what you guys were talking about, and a lot of the conversation right now it's about John Schneider. I think both of us before this game, we were talking about, John Schneider on a huge win total pace in terms of regular season. Bring him back next year. I was saying it too, but we all know that the postseason can really highlight performances, and the fact that John Schneider took out Robbie Ray in the 6th inning, Kevin Gausman, thank you, in the 6th inning. I'm gonna flip it over here to the screen where it was in the 6th inning, and here it is right here. Bases, I believe, were loaded. I really can't remember. I'm blacking out. But you took out Robbie Ray, and then the 3-run home run to Santana, and a wild pitch as well that cost 4 runs in the inning. That kind of was the beginning of the comeback. So now let me ask you, Nick, and chat, let your voices be heard as well. What do you think about John Schneider's decision to do that, to bring in Mesa?
I wouldn't have. I remember at the time saying that I think I said I don't think I would have done that. Mm-hmm. I know that an argument was made. I think you were talking about it.
I was trying to back him up in the argument. Yeah,
whereas
lefties.
We have coming up some lefties. The matchup makes sense. Yeah. But Santana is not that. You know, like Santana, I don't like Santana is a good player, and I mean, like, he's not that. Right? Like, he bats both sides, and I don't, in that situation, in that moment, like, I think Gausman was still doing what he had to do, and I don't know, man, like, I wouldn't have thrust a guy like Tim Mesa into a situation where the bases are loaded, even though, we have a lot of, we got a lot of run difference right there. I just wouldn't have done that. Like,
this was said on the stream right here. Against left-handed pitching, Santana's actually better. Yeah. He's actually better.
Like, a lot better.
He's hit 265 with an OPS of 789. Righties, he is actually garbage.
Way worse.
He's actually garbage.
Way worse.
And he had Santana the whole game.
Yeah.
And we took him out.
We took him out, and Santana took us deep, and not to mention the wild pitch as well, right? It's like, I don't know, man. Like, it's one of those things where, like, I get it and I understand, and I think probably at the time too, it's it's one of those moments where you're looking at the scoreboard and you're thinking, well, how could this possibly go this badly wrong, right? It's 8-1 at this point. It's 8-1. Like, how could we fuck it up this bad? And somehow they found a way. Right? So I don't think that all the blame needs to be put on Schneider right here. At the end of the day, it was Meza who threw the pitch, right? Meza threw the pitch. It was bad, and it got nailed.
Here's the thing. It was actually a decent
Oh, actually,
pitch.
it was decent.
It was
You're right.
down and low, and he was actually beat, but he was able to put enough on it with one hand to put it over the fence. And, okay, so Meza got beat really bad. It's 8-5. I still felt very confident. We're up 3 runs in the last 3 innings of the game. And then we have Jimmy threw a great inning. No one runs, no one get on base. Great inning for Jimmy. And then we have Anthony Bass come in, who, well, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty confident. People are going for Bass's head. Now, do you think that going for Bass's head, wanting him off the team, people have said on Twitter they want Bass off the team next year. Is that an overreaction?
Yeah, that's an overreaction.
Yeah, I think so.
That's an overreaction for sure. Bass obviously had a exceptional season, and he had a bad game. Like
that was just a bad game. I would have put Anthony Bass in any situation critical in the 8th inning 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Anytime.
And that wasn't a bad managerial decision. That was just Anthony Bass shitting. It was just Anthony Bass literally doing bad. I also think, too, like, for me, when I look at this game, it was really the moment of defeat, the moment where it was over, was when they tied it. And when Bichette and George Springer collided. And that never should have been Bo's ball. I don't know if George was calling him off. I don't know.
The stadium could have been loud.
Like,
we don't know. Yeah.
I'm not sure. But, like, that's just one of those moments where, like, I'll ask you and I'll ask the chat, like, is that Bo doing one of his bad defensive plays? You know, like, is that one of those things where it's like, where it's like, dude, this is not you. You know, like, you crashed into our outfielder, you injured him, the game got tied after that. You know,
3 runs came in on that one play.
Like, that was it.
That was
like
the game.
That was it, dude. And I'm not saying that Springer would have had it. I don't know if he would have had it. You know, I'm not sure, but we'll never know now.
We'll never know.
Because somebody said it in here, and I don't know if I necessarily agree with this, but somebody said Bo was selfish. Now, I don't know if that's the right necessarily adjective.
Right.
But I do think that, like, that's not your play. Yeah. You don't play that position. Yeah. You know? So, like, I understand that you want to help and you want to make a difference right here, but, like, that's not you, dude. That's not you. Bo was trying to do too much there. Even if the ball drops, it should have only been 1 run, says Dylan.
Right. That's right. I mean, that's a good point because, look, if Springer dives for it, look, I don't know. We can't comment at this point about the communication between George and Bo on that play. We don't know. George is taking on the game, probably not being talked to right now. I imagine media might be asking Bo about that play right now. But regardless, you have to let the outfielder take it if he is calling you off. If there is no if the communication isn't there, I understand. I've had it happen to me personally, running into people. But you gotta let it go because the reason why when they collided, that's how the extra runs came home.
Yeah, and that also too, like I get like you've had it happen to you, but you're also not a major leaguer. You know, it's like you're
in
also
a stadium full of 50,000 people.
I get it. I understand, but like. It's not like Bo's played an exceptional defensive season right here, you know? I just think I don't know, man. Like
that's a weird play though, you know, that I'm not trying to blame I'm not trying to give anyone any credit on that play. That was a play where there should have been communication, and if there was, they might have missed it, but that's what it comes down to for me. Like that was a miscommunicated play and people tried to do a little bit too much. And no one because here's the thing, when you're in a critical situation, and you're trying to make the play, you sometimes forget that there's other people. That's where that word selfish comes from.
But you can't do that.
Exactly.
You know, like, you can't, like, that's...
You have to be focused. You can't make it about you. I'm going to make the play.
And I get that he didn't mean to do it. Like, I know that it wasn't intentional or anything like that. But it's one of those things, right, where, like, if you guys are going to get on Schneider, like, I'm kind of going to get on Bo about this one, where it's like, I don't know the communication or anything, but I've seen him fuck up too many times in the defense, and that was it. Like, after that happened... I mean, like, I know that some people in the chat, like, I know that you were still feeling confident we're going to do this. I felt like the momentum clearly shifted. Like, the game not only got tied up, but we also just watched one of our best players get carted off the field. Bo was kind of in tears at that point. It's like, we're done. Right. We're done. Yeah. You know, like, we're done.
Well, what do you say then? So, you know, we were actually talking in the pregame show about, like, you know, getting in someone else in shortstop. Is it time to move? Is it time to move Bo over to second?
I think Bo needs to just be a lot better than that. You know, like I don't know if like I imagine in this past offseason he was training really hard defensively, double it, triple it, quadruple that training. Like it's not good enough. You know, it's not good enough. He was again. Like this is not all on Bo Bichette. I know I'm making it out right now on Bo Bichette. There's a lot of people to blame right now. But obviously, one of the major standpoints, if we're looking back on the season, an area to improve on, you know, he's second in the league in errors. That's not good, right? It's like that, obviously, that play right there was the turning moment where it's like, you know, that could have been just one run, right? It could have just been one run. Could have
just been one, maybe two, that's it.
You know, at the most, right? And then we still win the game because the next pitch wasn't out. The next play wasn't out, right? We still win the game. If we don't fucking have that collision, and it happened, and obviously like I want to take it back, right? But there's nothing to be done now, so it's just dumb. It's just dumb.
Yeah, well, I hate it too, and like Nick said, there's no one really to blame. It's Bo, it's Meza. You could blame Schneider. You could blame. In the first game, the offense, we wouldn't be in this situation if it weren't for the offense. You could blame Manoah. Here's the thing. For me, this whole series comes down to the fact that, look, boys, the whole worry this whole season is when the lights are bright, we can't get it done as a team. As a team, right? In the first game, we let up 4 runs. It's not a great performance by Manoah. Not great. Bullpen was better. But then the offense wasn't there. In the second game, the offense was here, but the bullpen wasn't here. The starting pitching was here. The bullpen was not here. The defense, we made an error at Espinal, didn't really come down or anything. That collision, that wasn't there. The team was not fully here, not during the regular season, not during the postseason. The team was never here. And we built ourselves up to believe that, when we get to the postseason, we'll be a good team. The team was never fully here at all, ever, at any point in the fucking season.
Like, we were overhyped.
We were overhyped. The team was never full. The team had flashes in the bullpen, in the starting rotation, in the offense, of being elite. But the team was never fully here. And what happens when a team's not fully here? You see what you just saw in that fucking game. That game we just saw, the game before, no offense, decent pitching, great offense, horrible bullpen, horrible defense. That's what you saw. An incomplete Toronto Blue Jays team. That's it. You look at the LA Dodgers.
Wow, they're
complete.
Yeah, obviously, yes.
But they've been doing it for years, right? We have had this team for 2 seasons. Arguably, maybe you could say 2020, but I don't count that year as a complete team. Last 2 years, we're trying to complete our team, right? If you want to get to a dynasty franchise, you want to go and compete in the postseason, you have to do this consistently with the same group of guys, right? Houston's doing it for years. LA's been doing it now. Dodgers have been doing it for a while now. You have to stick with those group of guys. You have to go through these horrible learning curves, horrible fucking bumps in the road to dynasty.
But here's the problem though. I mean, Houston and LA, they've had successes. You know, they've been having successes, right? Yeah. I don't remember the last time that LA or Houston got knocked out in the wild card series getting swept at home.
You're right.
You know, I don't remember the last time. I don't remember the last time that they, won 92 games and didn't make it to postseason. You know, with a Cy Young and with an MVP candidate, right? That's what happened last year with us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is this team
is the core wrong?
That's what I'm saying. It's like wrong? I'm not saying that is the case.
Right. But that's the question.
But obviously now, we talked about it in the pregame, right? And I'm happy that we scored a fucking run.
Yeah, we scored 9.
You know, I'm happy that we did that. But what is it? What is it? What can we do now in the offseason? Like, how do we address this? Is it a Schneider? Is it a training, like a hitting coach? What do we have to do here, you know? It's embarrassing. We just got embarrassed.
Oh, yeah. Especially with all the hype now. When you look at other MLB teams looking at other MLB fans looking at the Toronto Blue Jays, look, they were all expecting the fucking movie. Was this the movie?
I hope not.
This is not the movie.
I hope not.
What better was this than last year? Okay, we won 91 games last year in the regular season. We won 92. Cool. One more. We make it to the show. We make it to the fucking big lights postseason, and we get swept at home.
Yeah.
At the Rogers Center, and we get embarrassed. We blow an 8-1 lead.
And that's the thing. It's like it's getting embarrassed. We got embarrassed in two very different ways. The first one was our offense looked like garbage, which it did, and Louis Castillo was masterful. Shout out to Louis Castillo. That was obviously very, very good. And the second one was like, we had them. We should be
playing tomorrow. Like, at minimum, we should be playing tomorrow. Me and Nick talked off camera about what we wanted for this series after we lost game 1. We're like, look, let's just get to a game 3. If we get to a game 3 and we lose, look, it won't be
great.
It won't be great.
But it's better than how I'm feeling right now.
It's better than what it would have been. Because here's the narrative now. Blue Jays have not won a postseason game since 2016.
Yeah.
Nobody on the team is... We have nobody for that 2016 team. It's a whole new team.
It's a total new roster.
Right? And we cannot win.
And now, we all need to go through 162 more games next year. 162 more games to potentially get to this point again.
Yeah.
And fucking lose.
Well, we don't know that just yet. I know we're upset.
I don't know that just yet, but I mean, am I going to be instilled with confidence?
No,
not at this point.
Last year was different, where it's like, okay, we missed playoffs, but I feel like this was a great first step.
Yeah.
Right? We literally went live for when we lost in the last final game. Now, I've asked you this question last year. I'll ask you again this year. Now, what is your expectation for next year?
Here's the thing, dude. To answer that, I'll put it this way. We didn't take a step up this year. We didn't take a step up.
Kind of matched it, eh?
We did the exact... Think about it. We did the exact same thing.
If
they would have extended postseason last year, we would have done the exact same thing. You know, so it's like we did the exact same thing that we did last year.
Right.
We were just benefited from the fact that postseason got expanded, and then we got swept.
Right.
We didn't improve.
Right.
We did the same fucking thing.
Right.
We literally did the same thing. So, I mean, yes, like, I'm happy that we made postseason, but it's not like this team actually took a step off. And if you look at some of the player stats, you know, you could argue that they took a bit of a step back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I don't, like, again, my expectation, it's like my expectation now and my hope are differing.
Yeah.
And I don't want that to happen. You know, they should be the same. But my expectation, my hope, is that we make it far. That we're a deep run team. Is my expectation that? I don't know anymore. I don't know.
Here's the thing for me. Look, there's a whole... I hate to fucking even be talking about this. Also, shout out to Cerrutos, a $10 donation.
Thank you. Damn that Ballcap Sports said it right. Enough of that trailer/movie BS. Prove you're an elite team by keeping your head down and play some... better effing ball. Yep. Shout out to Jimmy. He's in the chat right now. Thank you so much, Jimmy, for stopping in, dude. Big, awesome. Subscribe to his channel. And thank you for the donor there, Cerrutos.
So, here's my thing as I let Cerrutos' donation here go by. There's a whole offseason in front of us. And I hate that now my mind has to shift from that, from winning postseason ball to offseason. If like you said, we did not take a step up. Clearly last year, look, we had to replace a third in MVP votes, Marcus Semien, and a Cy Young Award winner. We replaced them. That was a lot of demand. We got Kevin Gausman. We got Matt Chapman. They're both going to be on the team next year. The only person we're losing is Stripling. So what that tells me, you got to double down. You got to fix that rotation, first of all, because we barely got here with a 3-man rotation, basically, right? The last 4 are not serviceable. Jose Barrios, Mitch White / Kikuchi combo, right? Not serviceable. We got to go into the offseason. We got to get two. I need two. Like, even if it's like, if it's Steven Matz type of character, or you get an elite high-end guy. I need an elite high-end guy. I need bullpen help. We need so much fucking help, because that's the only way. We talked about it before. You can't fix the core of batters. They're here now. They have to figure it out. You can, as a management, fix the pitching, bullpen, and starting. You control that. You can't fix the bats without doing something creative, like trade Hernandez for this guy, X guy. You can't do that. So that's all you can control. If you can get me the guys into the starting rotation, into the bullpen, now my expectation is, look, you got to put up or shut the fuck up. Is this team going to be a good core team, good franchise, good dynasty team for the next 3-4 years? Is it?
I don't know. You haven't
shown me.
Yeah, like
so next year, my expectation is first of all, my expectation is you go make those moves in the offseason. You have to. That's what
I'll be honest, like, I appreciate that you're talking about this. I hate that you're talking about the
I hate it too. I fucking hate that this is, I hate that this is what now,
you know, I'm trying to get my brain to like kind of comprehend this, and I'm having a very hard time.
I understand.
You know, it's like,
but we're talking about expectations.
Yeah.
Look, if we grab those guys next year, if we grab those guys, you got to go and you got to win a fucking, honestly, bro, I'm so deflated. You got to win a fucking playoff series. It's the fucking Toronto Maple Leafs all over again.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'll be honest. I need to see you
win.
Like, go to the ALCS at this point. You know, like, I thought that's where we'd be at.
Yeah,
I thought that's
what
I'm
the
not
next
saying that
step would
exactly.
be.
It's like we are now like not only
we're behind schedule. We're behind schedule.
Behind schedule, guy.
Remember 2024 World Series? Remember that? Remember that conversation many times on this channel?
And I felt so confident about it too. I felt, we were talking about this like literally about 2 years ago, saying like, if you had to bet your life that the Blue Jays would win a World Series in the next 5 years, like, would you? And we were both like, oh yeah, totally, they'll do it. Like,
yeah.
Where are we now? We're 2 years later.
We haven't playoff.
We haven't. Yeah, it's like we're in the exact same spot that we were 2 years ago. We're in the exact same spot that we were 2 years ago. Like, great. I'm so happy. Guerrero, you're pretty good at baseball.
Literally,
like,
to put it in perspective, guys,
you're good too, but, like, where are W's?
Like, literally, like, when I think about the amount of time that I've spent watching the Blue Jays, we were at, I think, 120 subscribers when we first saw us get swept in the Wild Card Series 2 years ago. And now here we are, 9,000 later, still getting swept in the Wild Card Series. We're still here. So, I don't even know what to fucking say anymore, guys. I don't even know what to say anymore, man.
This is really upsetting, everybody. That's it. This is really upsetting, and that's it.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to continue the show for you guys, but, like, I really don't know. Like, we know what the problem is. There's only like I said, there's only so many amount of guys you can add to this roster. It's pitching. That's all. You can't do anything about the hitting right now. That'll be the next year when we fucking lose. But you can only add pitching. Because clearly, the pitching needs help, and the offense needs to grow up and play Major League Baseball. That's it. And the defense.
There you have it, everybody. Blue Jays lose 10-9 to the Seattle Mariners. Blue Jays lose 10-9 to the Seattle Mariners. I think we got to take a little bit of a breather right here and go away and really think about this, because I am not at the place where I can wrap my head around making Blue Jays off-season videos.
I can't do that right now.
It'll take a few days at the very least to start thinking about that.
Like, to jump off that, like, guys, don't be surprised if we don't post on here for a couple days, few days even. Like, I'm like straight up like I how can I make content about other teams right now? How can I make, like, we're gonna go live for other teams.
We are gonna make content
in the next week or so.
Yeah, we do need.
We will, because we're not giving up on this channel. We love all y'all. We love all your support. I made a little Twitter video, so if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. Just thanking all of you guys. I really do want to take this opportunity to actually thank every single one of you. I really take it for granted how many of you guys are in the chat right now, commenting, voicing your opinions.
Oh, hold up. Ballcap wants to come in. Should we call him?
Yeah.
Call me in from the pen.
Let's get Jimmy in.
Can you have a guest? Do you mean like on camera or do you mean like over the phone, Ballcap?
I get you over the phone, Jimmy.
Because we can actually just call you right now, dude, and I'd love to hear what you have to say.
Do I have your number, Jimmy? Do I have your number?
I was gonna say put it in the chat, but I don't know if that's a good idea.
No, I don't. Send me something on Twitter, Jimmy.
Yeah, send us a message, Jimmy. If you
But-
haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so.
Yeah.
There's 200 people watching this absolute just crap fest
We're
of
just
a thing.
shitting all over them.
Guys, you know what? And this is just a personal note right here. We've went live for 56.
And then plus postseason 58.
58 Toronto Blue Jays games, you know?
I've never thought I would sit down and watch 58 games.
It's not just sit down and watch though. It's sit down,
And give
watch,
my
and
life.
really talk about it. 58 times. We're talking about several days. Hours and hours and hours and hours.
Literally, okay. Let's say
time.
average game is 3 hours and
20
minutes. Okay.
Yeah, it's a long time, man. It's a long, long time.
So 3 plus 20 times 58, bam, divided by 60. That's 193 hours divided by 24. That's 8 days of my life this year. Fully 8 days and Nick's life that we've spent watching Blue Jays games live. And
that's a lot of time.
I've loved it.
To be paid off like this, I'll be honest. I'm upset. I'm not only just upset, I'm angry. And there's not one person I can put my anger on.
It's the team, man.
But it's just the
team.
I would have really hoped that we would have been a bit better than this. I would have really hoped that we would have been a bit better than this.
Well,
Jimmy, you got about a minute, dude.
Yeah, I haven't seen your message yet, Jimmy. But,
yeah, I'm more than happy to have you on, big man. I'd love to talk to you.
But I'm about to pee soon, man. Oh wait, here we go.
Here we go. Jim's coming on.
It's live. Give Jimmy a call.
This is Jimmy, Ballcap Sports, everybody. Subscribe to his channel.
Boys.
Jimmy, first of all, welcome to the stream. You are obviously live with all of us right now.
Welcome in, Ballcap Sports, everybody. You know what it is. Show the man some love on his YouTube channel. Also, shout out to Last Duel Gaming there for the donation.
Jimmy.
Give me your 2 cents, man. Fill me in on how you're feeling and what went wrong here.
I'm at a loss for words. I'm disappointed. I expected better. At the end of the day, Blue Jays were not that much better than Seattle, and I think this is what happened. Jays had 92 wins. Seattle had 90 wins. It's not like this was a 92 win against an 82 win team.
Yeah.
But the bullpen fell apart at the wrong time. Even with guys we sent the circle of trust out there. I keep saying circle of trust. Those are the guys that you, no matter what, we're throwing you out there in the pen. I don't care the situation. We feel like you're good. Anthony Baz went out there and just laid a turd. And then Jordan Romano, 2 innings of Romano was too much.
He never did that in the regular season.
And I don't blame Schneider for that because the wheels were falling off the bus. So it's I got one more bullet to fire. I got to go to it. I'm disappointed, but I try to find the positives. And the one thing, and I said it on my stream a little bit ago, that I hope this team, these guys, a lot of them are going to be back next year. If they don't get traded for other upgrades, a lot of them are going to be back. It's just Stripling's a free agent. Bass has a club option. They'll take that. There's a lot of these guys are going to be back. Feel this pain and never want to feel it again. I hope Alek Manoah and Kevin Gausman and Vladdy and Bo never want to feel this again. And because of that, it drives them to be more consistent and focus during the regular season. And in the playoffs, if you've got your foot on the other guy's neck, just stomp down and end it. And that's the only positive I can take from this is these guys now should have a fire burning inside of them that they cannot extinguish until they win it all next year. That's the only thing I can take from it. That's the one positive I have from it.
Because now it's been like arguably 3 seasons, 2020, 2021, now 2022. Yep. 3 seasons of disappointment, right? I could guarantee every single one of those boys, you know, who've been there since 2020, say that this has been disappointing 3 years.
And I will say, like, this is definitely, I think this is the most disappointing out of all of that, because walking into this year, right, I mean, Jimmy, you can confirm and the chat can confirm, like we were talked about in the conversation of winning the division. Like we were talked about as
we were second favorites next to the Dodgers to win the World Series.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
The hype train around the Blue Jays was absolutely, it was legit. And
I think this humbled us a bit. This humbled us a lot, actually.
Oh yeah, I think they were buying it. The team was buying it. You said it in your streams, Visco. They're talking about this movie crap. Movie. Just play baseball. Stop pumping yourself up.
Right.
I think maybe some of them heard it too much.
Yeah. No. You're honestly, like, I'm kind of on this like train where I think the boys themselves need to be humbled and focus on the reality. Like you got to change the way you play the game, man. Like every single player, right? Stop thinking we're this high elite team. Like, you don't think of yourself, as weird as that sounds. I want them to be confident. I want them to believe in themselves. But you gotta be gritty.
Yeah, it's like did they actually believe that they were like hot stuff, or like what were you thinking here?
Look, I love T.O. and I look in the moment I was loving T.O. celebrating when he hit the second home run, like getting the standing ovation, but we didn't fucking win yet.
No.
We were up 4 runs, right? Like, we didn't win yet. And look, I'm not saying that's a moment that I'm like saying don't do that. Like, I believe you should have fun and play baseball. But like that, it's just like you gotta go there, gotta show up to work, get the job done, and humble. This is hopefully humbles them.
Yeah.
So they focus not on making the big play or making the big hit or getting the big strikeout or whatever, and just execute.
Jimmy, tell me, what did you think about that Bo Bichette, that George Springer collision, dude? Obviously, that was. I mean, I've kind of talked about it, and I look to that as being a TSN turning point, you know, like that was bad, but I want to hear your thoughts.
It felt like a sign, is what it felt like. I mean, the turning point. Because that was JP Crawford's not good enough to be the guy that beats us. I'm sorry, Seattle Mariners.
I agree.
Agreed.
Okay.
He's a 9
but
hitter.
That's the moment. They got all 3 runs in on that. It tied the game. I mean, that's the collision. If George gets to that damn ball, man. If Jackie, okay. Now
we're going down the rabbit hole.
If Jackie Bradley Jr.'s out there, maybe he gets to the thing. He's a better defensive center fielder. The moment sucked. Watching it, I mean, it went silent at Rogers Center. It was silent in my house. We're just sitting there with our mouths open, flies flying, or huh? And the worst part, the insult to injury, was that the 3 runs came in and the game was tied, and we lost the emotional leader going out, trying to pump the crowd up as he's off on the damn scooter thing. It's just, that moment definitely felt like a sign, this is effed. There's nothing we can do.
It really was. Like, it felt like the momentum completely shifted. The life got sucked out of the team. And I mean, you're looking at George Springer, you're looking at Bo Bichette. Both of them are like teary-eyed at that moment, and I understand, like, this is an emotional moment, but there's still an inning to play. You know,
it felt like they knew that it was over.
It's like we're getting in our feels right now, and it was obviously a botched play. Like, Bo Bichette never should have been there, and maybe JBJ should have been in. It was all botched, but
everything was messed up.
It was so hard to watch, and you kind of knew, I think, as a Blue Jays fan, that this is it. This is how this is going to end, and it had to end in the most just depressing way possible.
Honestly, for me, it's kind of poetic in a way, because what we've been saying all season long on this channel is Blue Jays, like, just don't try and do too much. And the way that they lost that in that play, what that told me, we're just trying to do too much right now. We're diving. We're you know what I mean? Exactly. That was a base hit all the way. You know what I mean? It could have. Go ahead, Jamie. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this is one of those things where it's situational gameplay. There were not 2 outs, right? Because Romano still had to go and get a couple more outs. If you want to double check the game score on that, I do believe when that happened, there were not 2 outs.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that pretty sure you're right, dude.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you're right.
Yeah.
If there's 1 out, that means that those base runners, it's not like they're circling the wagons already on contact. They got to make sure that thing lands before they can go. So if George lets that drop, worst case scenario, 2 runs are in, but at least the game is not tied anymore.
Exactly.
And the game isn't tied yet.
And that's worst case scenario. Probably he lets that drop, he picks that up. 1 run. But at worst case, it's like 2 runs go in, and then obviously, the worst possible case happens, and we throw our bodies at each other,
get injured, we're rolling around, someone has to pick up the ball, and now 3 runs come in. And go ahead, Jamie.
They're trying to make a high difficulty play with a high margin for error with a ton to lose.
Exactly.
In that, if you don't catch the ball, it's going to get past you, and they're going to tie the game. If you let it drop, the game is still in your control.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And again, it all circles back, right? Of them thinking that they're hot, like they are the hot shit. This is the movie. I got to make a big play. We're going to do it. Just do the routine play. Do fundamental baseball. That's what wins you World Series. That's what gives you 100 wins in the regular season. That's what wins you divisions. I haven't watched the LA Dodgers much this year, but I guarantee you, first of all, they're fucking stacked. I'll give them that. But I guarantee you, they do the fundamentals.
Right.
They do the fundamentals every single day. Why? Because they know what it takes to win. They win for many years, right? And the Blue Jays, we don't have that. We don't know what that's like with this core of guys. In 2015, 2016, we had a lot of guys who are veteran players who knew what it was like to win, right? And they went a little bit deeper. They didn't get the prize, but it was still deep runs. These boys need to learn and calm down a bit, humble themselves, and know what it takes to win.
Well, final question to you, Jim, is and Adam was talking about this, and I kind of really hate that I'm even bringing this up right now, but what is the motive or the vibe in this offseason for Blue Jays? Do you think it's a roster problem? Do you think it's a managerial problem? Who do you think needs to come in? Who do you think needs to go? Give me your 2 cents on that.
If I were to guess, I'd say Schneider's probably back, and I would guess it's probably a 3-year contract. That way you can easily get out of that thing if it goes south next year.
Yeah.
So I think Schneider's back because he got him to the playoffs. It could have completely spiraled out of control, but it didn't, and they kept winning. And they got hot there in September. So I think Schneider's back. From a front office perspective, I hope that the front office feels a little bit of what I was talking about earlier with the players. In the pit of their stomach, this feeling that they never want to feel again, or this burning that can only be extinguished by winning it next year. So I hope that Atkins and Shapiro, when they're looking at moves that they can make to upgrade the ball club, they put in the extra phone calls. They put in the extra hours. Instead of going home at 10, they go home at midnight. Whatever it is, because they do not want to feel this again, because I got to think they feel the pinch too. But as far as, the upgrades go, I think about this too. Springer is really our only, outside of the guys now on the team that have experienced playoff games, he's the only guy from outside that has experienced all of that playoff success, or just having the playoff innings.
And Matty for 1 more year.
And who else? I'm sorry.
Matt Chapman.
Chapman, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's right. He with those Oakland teams, that's true. So I guess I would like for them to try to find another player, maybe a pitcher, somebody that can be another voice in that clubhouse that has experienced winning in the postseason and knows how to keep the guys focused. Maybe it's not the biggest name, maybe it won't be the biggest splash, but it'll be a guy that's pitched a ton or played a ton in the postseason and can be a leader next year in the clubhouse.
And maybe that guy, right? It's like he doesn't have the biggest statistical season or the craziest on-field performance, but he adds to the team in a way that we don't necessarily as fans get to see. He adds to the squad in the dugout, in the clubhouse, like all these parts that we don't get to witness, right? But it's like when they're off the field, like that's the presence that he has. I would love to have a player like that.
Yeah, I almost want because exactly what we're talking about. Like I want someone to instill, like almost change a bit of the culture. Like I loved our Blue Jays culture for the last few years, but clearly it's not working.
Right.
I almost want the culture to change a little bit, where it's like you show up to work, you do your job, don't do too much, and like humble yourself. We're a team. Blah blah blah. It's like I almost want that guy to show up, right? I want that culture to be introduced, whether it be a managerial player, whatever. Get that culture introduced.
Yeah.
Let me give you a name. I'm going to give you a name.
Yeah.
And I think it's a long shot that this happens. I think he could kind of work into exactly what you were talking about just a second ago. Mm-hmm. And his name is Kevin Kiermaier with the Rays. Kevin Kiermaier has a $13 million club option for next year.
Yeah.
And with the Rays right now, I would be surprised if they pick that up.
Yeah, they have Siri now. I wouldn't take that.
Being released, Kevin Kiermaier is a lefty bat. Kevin Kiermaier is a defensive wizard in center field. Kevin Kiermaier maybe does get to that ball today that Springer could not get to. When I just look at the free agents that are coming up and the players that have options that the clubs might decline, Kevin Kiermaier stands out as somebody that could be a fit. And all those head-to-heads against the Rays and the Jays, a lot of Blue Jays probably already know him. They probably have some kind of a relationship with him. Hopefully it's of the pleasant variety. But I feel like he's somebody that has that experience. I'm looking at pitchers right now, and you've got. I don't know. Chris Bassett hasn't pitched yet in this postseason, and he did pitch with Oakland a couple years ago, but that's not really the experience we're looking for.
I'll be honest, Jim. Like that's a name.
The guy's Kiermaier, which is crazy to say.
I didn't think about. I haven't really taken too much time to look at the offseason free agents because I thought this run was going to be a bit longer. But yeah, that is absolutely a name that you're right stands out to me as a guy who's definitely got experience. Hopefully, he's got relationships with the guys in the clubhouse of that pleasant variety, and that a guy like Kevin Kiermaier, having been in the league for as long as he has, having won as many Gold Gloves as he has, he's gonna have a reputation. He's gonna have a respect around him, just an aura. And maybe he doesn't hit 300. I almost guarantee that he won't. But he will provide something to the squad that we might be missing right now. So I like that suggestion a lot.
Yeah. All right. Well, Jimmy,
it's tough.
It's tough,
dude,
bro.
It is. Yeah,
we're all here trying to find answers right now.
At the end of
we're
the
not
day,
gonna have answers for 6 months.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I think you can sum it up to that, dude. It's tough. Everybody, this has been Ballcap Sports. Literally, go check him out on his channel. He's awesome. Maybe, hey, Jimmy, dude, now that Blue Jays are in off season, I think we've been talking about it for a while, but getting a little collab going, like a bit of a more official stream, I think would be really cool. If that's something that you're interested in, you let us know whenever, man.
100%. Let's do it. I'm down with it. We could do. We could do I'm down for a weekly thing. We can go back and forth. Your channel, my channel. We'll do it during the hot stove month.
I actually like that. That's a good idea. I actually kind of like that, man. That'd be a lot of fun.
That would be so much fun, man. We will absolutely talk about that. So honestly, guys, you don't have Blue Jays to look forward to, maybe you can look forward to a little bit of a weekly collaboration between us and Ballcap Sports. Shout out once again to Jimmy. Thanks so much, Jimmy, for coming in and just having this impromptu phone call. Do your best to get through this evening, man. Hug your kids, hug your family, and tell them you love them. We'll do the same.
Yes, exactly. We are mourning tonight. All right, guys. Thank you for having me on. It was good chatting with you.
All right. Take care, Jim.
Have a good night, Jimmy.
See you. You too. Later.
Cheers.
All right, guys. That was Ballcap Sports. Who knows? Maybe a little weekly show going on with him in the future. We'll obviously have that communication. I'll be honest. This stream was needed for me.
Yeah, just a voice kind of.
Yeah, I'm upset still, but I'm coming to terms with it a bit now that we're talking about it, and I'm definitely not this is gonna be with me for a while.
Oh, 100%.
But
especially when we're watching the next fucking especially Seattle Mariners too.
Yes, absolutely. But I'm happy that. You know what? Communication's key. This is what
just like Bo and Springer in the outfield. We needed the communication.
Literally did. It's like this is why people have therapists,
Yeah.
Just to talk about it and
you have to talk about it.
You gotta just get it out. Obviously, I'm not feeling great, and I won't be feeling great, but it's a little bit better getting the opportunity to talk to all of the 200 of you. Who are here with us.
You guys are a therapist tonight.
Yeah,
we're all each other's therapists. You're all getting it out in the chat right now.
Literally.
We're getting out here. So.
Literally. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We had our best stream ever today. So obviously very disappointing for us that there will not be another Game 3. But like we said, we'll be going live again for a lot more postseason games. And not only just talking about Blue Jays and their offseason, but I know that this is going to give us a lot more of an opportunity to bring in some more of those video rooms, talk about everything baseball related. It's been on my radar for so long. It's something I want to do. So I guess that's going to be happening a lot more now. This channel's not going away, so stay tuned. A lot more content coming.
Guys, I can't wait to go live with you guys next year. So stay tuned. We love all y'all. We appreciate all y'all. And we want y'all to be back watching and talking Blue Jays and baseball. Thank you. As always, guys, go Jays, go. Next season, baby. Let's go.
Still hurts to say
that. It kind of hurt. I didn't feel good about that. Go Jays, go.